What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Jacob Wehr, the latest recruit to Port Adelaide and the first one to join in the 2025 free agency and trade period. It's obviously been a hectic day right across the AFL, and one that I'm definitely thinking is going to get a lot more bonkers across the time frame. But for Port Adelaide, the first target of the year has been acquired, and Jacob Wehr will join Port Adelaide on a multi-year deal coming from the GWS Giants, which, look, it's one of those ones where you sit there and go, well, depth player, surface level, it looks like we're just adding depth, and another player that can run from half back and into the midfield and across the wing, and can play a predominant half forward role as well. And I'm not here to say and convince you all that he's going to be an outright star and everything like that. And I think this is the strategy that Josh Carr and the recruiting panel are looking at: is what can we acquire cheaply, and what can we get that's actually going to have an impact on our list. Similar sort of strategy to what happened at the end of 2012 heading into 2013, where Port Adelaide picked up some very, very nice key recruits, and ones that not even anyone thought they were going to play a game, and they had a crucial role on what was going to be a pretty successful 2013 season. And that's what Josh Carr is looking to do in 2026. Port Adelaide have definitely taken that strategy forth. But Jacob Wehr in particular, now I'll give you some background on Jacob, who's coming from the GWS Giants. He's a 27-year-old. He is a South Australian, which is very nice. Was in the 2020 or 2019 Woodville West Torrens Premiership, which was very, very good. Very, very prominent footballer. He was picked 59 in 2020 draft as well. He was a late bloomer in his football career, which a lot of players these days are definitely becoming more of that late blooming type, which can be bode pretty well for Port, especially if they're 27, 28 years old. They still have 5-6 years of good football left in them. And with Jacob, I think in particular, you're not looking at going, all right, let's make him a star, let's make him a superstar across that period of time. And he most likely won't be, but it's an impact. It's an impact in that period of time he's at the football club. And if you're getting a player that is of his caliber for dirt cheap, I think that's a pretty handy selection. And I'm not saying he's going to set the world on fire, but a left footer across the wing, can play half back, can play half forward. He's played 39 games in his career. He's kicked 7 goals in that period of time. And he's definitely been one that has been on the fringe of GWS. He has made impact at that club. If I look in particular, his first couple of years, he wasn't as prominent. Got delisted at the end of 2022. He came onto the scene as a rookie listed player again, and then essentially ended up becoming an integral part of the club. Got injured at the start of 2023, so that hindered his progress as a footballer. But 2024 and 2025, he's played multiple games. He's had a good string of games in 2025. His form's been pretty relevant, I think. He's averaged only 13.5 disposals a game, but he's had games where he's had 20, 21 possessions, really found his way with the footy. He's a really good user on his left foot, can be a good decision maker, and one that I kind of compare to, and I'm not comparing in terms of talent himself, but a role that we could almost exploit at Port Adelaide as one that Ollie Dempsey plays for the Cats. And I know we're looking at someone like Braden Fiorini, who can play on the wing and play half forward or half back as well. And he's more of that in and under type operator, and can be that outlet as a wingman. But in terms of Jacob Wehr, you could look at it and go, right, left footer, almost like Jared Pollock as well, actually. He played a really, really good few games in that 2014 period where he found himself kicking goals and was really, really, really impressive. So, with Jacob, it's not a lot of history. There's not a lot of go to in terms of what's going to win us a game of footy, but he will provide depth for the club. He will be one that I think you'll see a lot of in the Magpies, but also will feature at AFL level. I feel like he could be a very nice fourth bench spot, especially with 23 players playing in 2026. I feel like the way the ball can move, and if the last touch comes in, he's definitely going to be even more of a prominent player. So there's a lot to like, I think, of Jacob's capabilities coming to the club. And where does he fit in? I guess we'll find out. In terms of his spot and how it looks, I've given sort of an opinion that he'll be a great depth player and could very much slot into that 18 to 23 bracket. And, with players coming back and how our lists and playing 23 will look, it definitely is difficult to see, especially with some youngsters coming in. The return of Dougie Cochran. Sorry, not Dougie Cochran. Tom Cochran. Dougie will come in next year, hopefully. But, Tom Cochran coming back. Will Lorenz has found his spark coming into the back end of the year and definitely will feature. And I guess the two left footers there will fight it out as a spot, I think, in terms of what will happen. So, I think at the end of the day, bringing in players like this with AFL experience and experience at a club that's been successful is definitely wealthy enough. And we've seen the dead rubber we sort of gotten rid of at the back end of this year and really exploited what we need. So I'm looking forward to what Jacob can bring. I think he's going to be a surprise packet for a few fans and one that I would keep an eye on. I definitely feel like he has the capabilities of really being an outbreaking star and can surprise a lot of people and be consistent with his footy if he's given opportunity and not injured. If he plays a full season, who knows what his potential is. His ceiling could be higher than we expect. And when you're coming into your prime as a 27-year-old, you definitely want to make sure that you're taking full advantage of that. So I'm looking forward to what Jacob can bring at Port Adelaide, and we'll see where he fits in. Well, there you have it, Port fans. That is Jacob Wehr, a bit of background there and how I think his playing operations will look come 2026, sorry. But a nice first recruit off the ranks. I feel like it's definitely an interesting proposition for him, and I wonder what number he'll wear next year. He was wearing, I'm pretty sure he was wearing like 27 or so. Sorry, number 10 he was wearing it at the GWS Giants, and I feel like he'll be getting a little bit higher, and I don't think he'll be getting number 10 at Port. Well, he could. I don't know. I hope not. I hope they retire number 10, but we'll see what eventuates. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, Port fans, and what you feel about Jacob Wehr and any other recruits that come through as well. It's going to be exciting off-season. And definitely, I think the build around the club at the moment has this potential to be... I think 2026 has a little bit more excitement. There's a little bit more... All right, we can do something with this. We've got great coaches coming into the coaching panel this year. There's a lot of excitement around the club. And... a new era begins, and Jacob Wehr is going to be a part of it. Thank you for watching, Port fans. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide and AFL content to come your way. My name's Anthony, and as always, come the pair.